Hi guys, welcome back to another Elite Smart Athletes video. And this one's going to be a little different. So on Instagram I've been seeing a lot of comments on different pages with people talking about them dealing with the depression of not being able to make it in basketball. And I felt like I just need to make a video to address this because the comments were so prevalent, like around so many different pages that I follow. So I just felt like I should make a video just addressing this and my stance on it personally. It's not like a step-by-step guide on how to deal with it, but it's just on how I've dealt with it within my own circumstances and what's helped me out. If I just explain my story a little bit, if you don't know me, I started playing basketball when I was 9. It was on and off, didn't really go too consistently. Started playing properly when I was 14. I sucked, but I was sticking with it. I went to a school that didn't have a team, but had a court, and then I played for a team outside of school. So I used to train every morning before school, and that gave me 4 years of consistent training in a court. I would just watch mixtapes, copy what they were doing, and then try to do it in a game. I started to see improvement each year, and for me that was very motivating because it was like, I know that I'm getting better, so I just need to stick with trust the process essentially, and I'll keep getting better. I played AAU basketball, I almost made the London regional team. I got cut at the final cut. I went to university in Leicester, was playing for the uni team. I did a year abroad in France, in Lyon. That was probably my best year of development, but also one of my best seasons playing because the level of competition is a lot higher in France than it is in England. And then when I came back from my final year of university, I just started killing it in the season because I was used to the competition in France. Ended up being selected for a regional team, but then that regional tournament didn't end up happening. But I was at a point where I was really positive that if I just have the right opportunity and I stay ready, I think I can make it pro. Then what happened was when I graduated from university, I trialled with a men's team back in London, and they asked me to come back again. But then I ended up getting a job back up in Leicester. And if anyone who doesn't know the UK geography, Leicester and London is in the south of England, Leicester's in the middle. So I ended up moving back up to Leicester, but because I'm not a university student, I couldn't play for the uni team. And because of the time I moved up, I'd already missed the start of the season for a lot of these men's teams. So I was kind of stuck. So I decided I would just sit out the season because I was dealing with tendonitis in my knees. But what ended up happening was I ended up gaining a lot of weight because I wasn't playing. And I was still working out, I was still going gym, but there's a difference between, that intensity of practicing 4 times a week, scrimmaging once a week, playing games, and then you're just going gym. So I put on a lot of weight, and then that meant when I tried to come back to playing, I wasn't in the same athletic frame physically, but in my mind, I thought I was still as athletic as I was. So I wasn't playing as efficiently. I just looked really rusty, looked really bad. And that was the moment when I felt like I started to experience any sort of feeling low. I'm not going to use the word depression because I don't think that's correct. Firstly, it's not correct for me to self-diagnose, and secondly, I don't even think it's the correct term for what I was feeling, but I definitely felt low. When I feel low, I tend to comfort eat, which didn't help because I was already putting on weight. So the first thing is like, what do you do when you feel low? Do you do something constructive or do you do something destructive? If it's not constructive, then you're just pushing yourself further from where you want to be. When I was self-aware enough to realize that I was doing something destructive, I found my solace in Christ. And that's just the truth, that's just me. I believe in Jesus Christ. I'm not here to preach to anybody today, but I believe in Jesus Christ. There's a verse in the Bible where the Lord says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope." And that verse really helps me stay positive. So if that helps anyone out there today, I'm thankful for that. And once I could put that burden on Christ and understand that He's there to alleviate that from me, then that helped me to stop with the comfort eating and all of that. So yeah, it's just about what are your habits when you feel low. Address them and then try and turn them into a constructive thing that helps you get better, whether it's with basketball or not. Turn it into something constructive. But more importantly than that, what is actually important in your life? We all know the phrase ball is life, but ball is not life. Okay, ball is life, but ball is not life. Use basketball, do not let basketball use you. Okay, basketball is a tool, okay, to get you to somewhere else. But I think the other thing that I start to wonder is, why do people play the game of basketball? I love the game of basketball, and I also love to impart knowledge on the younger generation. And that's something I've done from when I was young. And I started to realize that, yo, this is my thing. Like, I help out the people younger than me. And I also enjoy basketball, so why don't I help out the younger basketball players? And that's how Elite Smart Athletes becomes what it is. If you don't love the game, it's probably best that you didn't make it. Okay, I'm going to be frank with you. Some people might not like what I'm saying here, but it's probably best you didn't make it, because if you don't love the game, you will get tired of the work and you'll get sick of it, and you'll have nothing extra to push you through those times. Because trust me, even people that love the game get tired of it. It is not easy to be a professional athlete. And eventually you'll just have an earlier retirement than most basketball players anyway. And that brings me on to my next point, my final point, which is really that at the end of the day, even becoming a professional athlete only gives you max, for the best of the best that take care of their body and everything, let's say 45. You get to 45 years old. You have, on average, another 45 at least years left to live. So what are you going to do after that? Because you can't play professional basketball forever. So you need to have other things in your life that balance it out. And again, use the game of basketball. If you truly love the game, then stay within the game. There's so many ways to stay within the game. I know so many people that I've met throughout my time playing basketball that do things off of it. For example, Hoop Genius. Okay, he's a guy that I met in university who he runs a whole basketball NBA media page. He interviews NBA players all the time. The Hooper's Voice has a great page, just generally covering the game all over the world. Pure Kicks, they review shoes. And basketball shoes are a very important topic now. There's Be Nice Sports Performance. He, kind of like me, he does a lot of one-to-one training, but he's focusing on developing players and athletes, and he works with athletes of all levels. On-court, off-court podcasts, they just talk about basketball, like you would talk with your boys. Footfire, he's assisting you in them deals to get your kicks, and there's so many more people that do things. And this is just in the UK, where basketball is not even the major sport, and people are utilising the game of basketball to pursue their dreams and live out their calling. So my advice to anybody that's really dealing with that depression is to, again, remember what's important in life. Remember where your life is, understand what you're called to do, and if you truly love the game of basketball, use it. Don't let it use you. Until next time, stay blessed.
If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and of course follow us on all of our social media platforms. Until next time, stay blessed.